Just never know.
Are we good?
Yes. Give me a clap.
Oh, that was straight up sync. That was so
It's
good.
literally so in sync on here.
That's great.
That was a good one.
That was perfect.
That's all we need. I hope you got that.
All right, we're done.
I wonder if we do it. Can we do that again? Is that like even possible to repeat? That's not
One of those where
repeatable.
You finish on a made shot.
Fireside Chats.
Episode 701.
Go with the 1.
2.
Let's go.
All right.
Rock and roll.
Boom.
Look at that. I feel like it. I feel like that was.
Give it a minute.
I feel like
Feel
that.
the heat on that bad boy?
Not yet. Do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, you will.
Yeah, see,
there it
it's-
is. There it is. Okay. I felt like that was a little.
Low.
Anticlimactic.
Yes. It was like we've been
Pretty face. Yeah,
we've been hitting up this Fireside Chat thing, and then it was like this little
it's moving pretty good.
candle.
So what is that deal?
That's fire. So Keith was actually there whenever they invented it. It's
not nice.
like a little mini, just like it's like stone, and then you just put like the what is it, butane or whatever that
Yeah,
stuff
lights
in
it.
there. All right, kick us off, Keith.
Let's go. So we got Seth here, Seth Choate, with Keller Williams, relocated out from California to Nashville. Tell us a little about yourself, man. We've had a few. Let me actually hit it with this. So we've had a few agents in here, and they usually have their real estate journey, right? Like, how did I get into real estate? But they're just selling houses. And what I love, Brett Tanner said this, right? Like a real estate agents, their net worth will dramatically change when they walk into a home and stop thinking, how do I earn 3%? And start thinking, how do I earn 3%? How do I assign this? How do I flip this?
Can I buy this house?
Can I buy this house myself? Right? And I think that is really what I personally want to pull out of this thing. So if you could tell us your story and transition a little bit here, kind of where you're at, California team, relocated out to Nashville.
Yeah, so came out here from California almost a year now. It was June of last year we came from California. Had a big team out there, and we were cranking.
Both. You were doing both, right?
I was doing
So
both.
residential real estate sales as well as the flipping.
Residential as well as flipping investment.
Okay.
You know, I do think it's a pretty good story. I've got, I was a realtor, wanted to be a realtor, but I thought I wanted to sell all the like super fancy $1 million homes. Oh, we're going to do all this. I'm going to go to all the high end.
HGTV.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was at a mastermind, and there's this guy there, and everybody's like, this guy can get your phone to ring off the hook, blah, 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 blah. I end up signing up for his marketing program, thinking I'm going to get left and right listings. And
Because that's what always happens.
what they do, right? It's
It's
perfect.
like magic.
dude, every single phone call, every single appointment I go on, just junk houses.
Yeah.
And I was upset. And I was like, dude, what is this? He's like, no, you've got to go in. And he's like literally teaching me how to negotiate on the fly to buy them. I'm like, well, I got to make something of this.
Right.
Because I paid all this money for this marketing. So I'm sitting there on the fly, like no idea how to buy a house. Just been a realtor in the business for, I don't know, 3 years.
This is so great.
I'm sitting there like, well, how do I do? What do I do? He's like, well, okay, send me some pictures. I sent him some pictures. He's like, okay, offer this. And he's like,
helping you underwrite the
walking me
deals.
through.
But this is a complete pivot from what you thought you were signing up for.
No, I thought I was getting $1 million listings. That's all I wanted.
So
Basically
you
the same
fell
thing,
into
yeah.
this big, huge flipping business.
completely accidental.
I love it.
Then I had to lock him up under contract. I'm like, what do I do
what?
now? I don't have the money for this.
I just, like 6 of my questions are gone now.
Sorry.
It's going to be a short show.
Then I'll save them.
Yeah.
That's how I got into the flipping game.
Yeah.
But then the light bulb went off when I was in there. I was like, oh, there's some real opportunity here to build some wealth. And that I just sucked in and went down that rabbit hole of the investment space. And we look at everything from a can we buy it first now? If we can't buy it first, then we discuss that with the client and talk to them about listing and things of that nature, if it doesn't make sense for them to let us buy the home.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how we got into
Let's
it.
hit some numbers here real quick, just so kind of all of our viewers know what you're doing, right?
Both of our viewers.
Both of our viewers. That's I'm trying to make a joke on that, right? But so like let's say flips last year, personal real estate transactions. You're doing assignments and different things too. Last year, what kind of units did you do?
On the retail
Yeah.
side, it was just north of I call it retail, residential real estate through the brokerage, just north of 100 transactions. And then I believe it was a down year. We flipped 65 homes.
Okay.
Down year.
In a down year.
The year before we did 88.
Okay.
Flipped 88 homes.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you doing? What are you on pace for this year?
Well, we've got 26 projects going right now,
That's awesome. In Nashville or in multiple
In
states?
Tennessee.
So they're all here.
and we started last June.
And you moved out here a year ago.
Last June, got it off the
Really
ground.
restarted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so where's your big pivot point there, man? Right. So you get in, you start buying some of these things. Where do you start? Like, oh, I'm gonna double down on this. Did you have like a decision where it's like, okay, I've got these leads coming in, I'm gonna buy a couple, and then all said, no, we're gonna go do 100 transactions a year. Did it just kind of naturally occur, or did you?
So I think it started with I realized I'm like, okay, I can get these under contract, but I've got no idea what to do with them. Found a local dude. He's like, hey, I'll help you, and he goes, trade them to me. I'm like, what? Trade what? He goes, trade the contract. I'll pay you a finder's fee. So I'm like making $5,000 here, $5,000 there. I'm trading him these deals.
Like an assignment.
Assignment. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I'm trading him the contract. It's called an assignment. But then I see that he rips that thing, and I'm like, oh, he made at least 80 grand.
Did he fix it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go, there was a massive spread, and I go, okay, something's wrong here. All the hard work is getting the deal.
Right.
And then I made 5, he made 80. I'm like, hang on here. So I go back to the guy that I partnered with on the marketing. I said, dude, this is what they're doing. He goes, well, how about I back, I go, I don't have any money. He goes, how about I back you in the financing? We split
Really?
the profits 50-50.
Okay.
I go, I'll do all the groundwork. I'll be the grunt. I'll do
Still
whatever.
a partner today or no?
We still flip today.
Okay.
Yeah, we still flip today.
How long ago is that?
Oh, gosh, that's probably 7 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Phenomenal relationship. That dude's been there every step of the way with me, and we still flip on several opportunities together.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I love it. So you're getting into this, man. If you were going to give some advice to real estate agents, because there's a lot of real estate agents that want to invest, and I think it's actually maybe more of a topical conversation that we get into now, right? If I look at here in 2024, and then I go back like 10 years, I think more real estate agents today want to become real estate investors than in the past. I would think that's a more common thought.
As they should. Like, what I've realized is you are the first one to these properties.
First right of refusal. Like this, you have the first opportunity to get this deal.
Yes. And so you're sitting here in front of great opportunities. Once you analyze what your criteria is for your investments, you are literally sitting in their home. And a lot of times you can tell them like, hey, Mr. Seller, here is market value. You can prep your home. We can do X, Y, and Z, get it on the market. By the way, I like your home. Here's my offer.
Yeah.
And let them pick. And you'd be shocked how many times they go, you mean to tell me I can hit that easy button and go that way?
Yeah.
And they do it a lot. And what's cool is you get that opportunity to buy that house instead of just letting it go to the market. And I've identified that is a really excellent way to build wealth. But you have to dial in your buy box. That's
Right.
key.
That's what I was going to ask. So do you deviate from your buy box?
No. We move off stuff. Now I will put
So that would just be traditional listing.
that or we have a lot of investors that we know their buy box.
Got it.
And we'll pass it off to them if it doesn't make sense
Goes
for
to
us.
you, maybe goes to the investor, and then list it.
Yeah. That's kind of exactly the route. It'll first, and each property depends on the seller's needs. Like there's a lot of them. We just walk in the door. We know we're not buying. We're going to list.
fit.
Yeah.
So you're an agent that's saying, I've a successful agent, got some money set aside in this market, and you're wanting to start doing this. You fell into it. It sounds like you fell into it a little bit, right? You had a guy that was helping you and then said, hey, I'll invest. So if you didn't have that, let's say you're starting over today, your real estate agent's closing 30, 40 transactions a year on the residential side, and you want to start investing, flipping, and getting into real estate. What are the key things you think you need to do?
I think step one, it costs zero money to do, is make it a part of every single listing pitch.
Okay.
That is step one. It costs no money. You go in the door and you say, here's our model. We're going to come into the home, assess your home. We're going to make you a cash offer. As is, pick the day you want to close. You have to do no showings. We're also going to give you an analysis of what it would sell for on the market, what we need to do to fix it to get to top dollar. Let you pick the best option. And then we come in and we present this. That costs an agent nothing to get started there.
You just got to find the person to back them.
Yeah, where does the cash come from? Do you find
it's
investors?
everywhere.
It's everywhere?
Yeah.
You think it's a lot easier to find?
It's way easier than you make it think. That people make up stories in their head about the money. If you have a deal, it's on every corner.
So you just got to be fair in that deal.
Yep. You got to give up a little more in the beginning. That's what everybody's got to do. Like I'm working on a land business. We're not going to go too far, but I'm going to give up more upfront on this land business because I'm not proven yet, right? I'm okay with that. I got to pay for my education. I got to pay for it. And so I think the same thing as a new investor, go find someone with some money or just first, my big thing is go find a deal. I constantly see people that are looking for the money before the deal. Trust me, if there's a deal, there's money on every corner.
I'll find it.
Yes.
I've heard you say that MLS of Seth. Is that what you called it? We were having dinner one night, and you said, "Oh, you just got to call MLS of Seth."
Yeah.
We
Tell me
pride
about
ourselves on finding really good opportunities for investors that we work with and stuff. And so I get a lot of people like, "Well, I buy my deals off the MLS," and I would never buy a home off the MLS. Maybe my primary because I'm not trying to find a deal. I think that's a different scenario. But if I'm trying to find an investment property, every single time it's off market, because I know I can get that at a discount. And so I have a lot of investors who come to us, and we consider it like our little mini MLS, where we just
MLS
send them great
MLS
opportunities.
I
love to change my name.
It was so good when he said that. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's great. So tell me about that. How did you build that? So how are you finding your deals right now?
Our deals are off market through, a lot of it is through pay-per-click ads. So,
Okay, really?
Yes, we'll generate a lot through our website. So we build out the websites and then we run ads paid online.
Okay.
Like, hey, we'll
Buy your house for cash ads?
no fees or fast close, different things. And we run different ads because people are looking for different things, or they think in other ways than some people might be motivated by. And so that's a lot of it. Direct mail is a big part of our game.
How much are you sending out right now in direct mail?
We just started another campaign, 17,000 pieces that go out yesterday.
How often is that
That
17,000?
17,000 goes out once a month.
To the same group, or are you switching it up?
So that'll go out for 6 months. And then we have other campaigns that are slightly different, smaller niche lists as well. But after that 6-month run, we'll
Wow,
change it up.
17,000.
Yeah.
That's wild. Is that like a pretty tight box? Like, do you, if someone raises their hand on that 17,000, do you think it's a pretty good possibility that house fits your box? Like
It
how
fits the box.
Like how? Yeah.
That's
why
my
you're
favorite
saying
part about mail. Mail's tough because the response rate has gone down.
Right.
However,
Yeah, I just chuck it.
I know, and most people your age do.
I
But
don't know what you mean by that.
79
We
years
were
old.
talking about all the age stuff, so now I'm a little sensitive. I don't know where you're going. We can circle back on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Leave the insults at home.
most people don't answer mail.
Right. No.
But if they do, are they motivated?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
So what what I like about the mail is you can target exactly what you want with it. Now,
Okay.
you can't do that with
Versus
PPC.
social media.
No, you can't.
Social media.
Okay.
You can't. We'll take those. We love those, but sometimes we'll get something and it'll be like a commercial building. I'll go, this is a little tough. We'll analyze it quickly, but then we move on. Direct mail, you can go after exactly what you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Motivated.
Very motivated.
If
Very,
they're responding
very.
back.
Yes.
Versus I accidentally clicked on this link and I accidentally gave you my phone number or email address, and now we're talking about not something that fits in your box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you tell new agents who want to get into this, that are wanting to get into investment flipping?
I mean, I would probably find a mentor first that does exactly what you want to do. And then I would get granular on what piece of the investment space you want to be in. There's 87 different ways to do this. You can buy apartments. You can buy mobile homes. You can buy mobile home parks. There's just so many different ways to do this. I would get really granular on what space you want to be in. Then I would identify someone that's doing what you're doing and learn from them.
There's some perspective on this then. So I'm not saying that you're in the mentorship space, meaning you want to start mentoring people, but what would it take for someone to approach you and you mentor them? Does that make sense? Like, I'm trying to give someone that idea on like, okay, yeah, great. I do that.
for a mentor.
Yeah. If I'm going to go look for a mentor, what do I need to prepare to give
How do I find
up
one?
to make it?
Oh, I think this is great.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like if someone was gonna come to you and say, "Hey, I want you to mentor me," what would you be looking for?
I spend monthly on, and by no means do you have to spend this. I have a personal coach that I spend $2,500 a month for 2 1-hour sessions.
$2,500 a month for 2 1-hour sessions.
So $1,250 a call is what I'm on, and let me tell you, those are very intense calls because I'm trying to wring everything I can out of it. I get a ton out of those calls. Do you have to spend that much? No. But I do think that there should be a monetary amount for the time so you take it serious.
Right.
Get
I
that
think
skin in the game.
Yeah, or else you're getting this free advice and you're not like trying to get everything out of it. I really think when there's a transaction involved, not just for the guy that's giving the advice, for the person taking the advice, they take it more serious.
Okay. Where are the deals today?
Off market.
Off market, but like
That's
where?
the only
That's
place.
the only way, right?
For me, it's rural. Like,
Really?
I don't even mess with Nashville.
Okay.
Really?
I got my head caved in. I came right in, thought I was big shot, and I started marketing right at Nashville. I got humbled bad. So no, we go everywhere outside of Nashville.
Okay.
We really like if it's 40 minutes outside of Nashville. We're a huge fan of that.
Okay.
Okay. Because that's where the opportunity is.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of people that like. I feel like so the hedge funds are just diving at the big city.
Right.
They're not out in these rural areas, but there's a lot of people that cannot afford to go pay $1 million to live in Nashville.
Right.
They want to be in Tennessee.
Yep.
It's very affordable, 45 minutes outside. You can find a $250,000 home all day long. So we love playing in that space because it's affordable. I've always been like, where are the masses buying homes? That's where I want to play because I think it's safe and I can sell them.
Okay. What you got, man?
I'm just thinking about like a couple of things that you said at the very beginning, and there's a lot of people that want to be investors. There's a lot of people that want to do a lot of things, but then there's a very small fraction of that list that is actually going to do what you did and figure it out.
Right.
Right. There's so many people that wants to buy their first investment property and their second investment property and build wealth and do all the things, but that takes work and a lot of inconvenience and accepting that maybe you don't know everything from the get-go. And so I think we talk about kind of falling into this opportunity, but it's also, it needs to be noted that you fell into an opportunity and you took it and you ran with it and you figured it out.
But I'll also say, like, okay, how scary was the first one?
Terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
But once it's done, is it that scary?
Not
No.
at all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I work with investors on the mortgage side, and you'll have someone that'll go through dialogue for 6 months about buying a home. They'll buy a home, and then all of a sudden they're in contract in 3 within the next 6 months.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was us.
It's just getting past your first one.
It's the first one. It's
Interesting.
terrifying. And so, and I can't like stress that enough. Like, just go do one. And it's also really hard to screw up. Like, I've watched people buy bad deals and then they hold on to it for 10 years and make $100,000. Like, it's hard to screw up. I mean, you can, but the odds are stacked in your favor. And so you just got to do one and then it'll go.
Yeah. And what I've found is there's so many people that are trying to prevent themselves from making a $50,000 mistake, and really they're losing out on $1 million, right? Because they're not taking action and they're so afraid that worst case doomsday scenario, I lose all my money. And in doing so, they continue to miss the market and they miss opportunities.
I can't tell you how many times I made a mistake and made $25,000.
Yeah.
Like, I screwed up and didn't make 40. I made 25. Like,
Yep.
okay.
Still made 25.
My worst case scenario
Yeah.
is I made less than I thought I was going to make. I didn't lose I didn't lose a $100,000 investment. I just made less than what I thought I was going to make.
How much did you learn?
Exactly.
Like,
Cost of living.
that part is a big deal.
Because you won't make that mistake that caused you to make $25,000.
You got some confidence. You can go do it again.
I love the mentor piece of it. What does that look like? Because I think often we want a mentor, agents want mentors, but like that skin in the game. And like, is it a monthly cost? Is it we'll split the deals? How do you as a mentor then protect your time? Because that's really your investment there.
Would that be the only way that you would look at it if someone was writing you a personal check for your time?
I'm not really necessarily in a space where I want to do that.
I know that. I'm just curious.
If I get in that space, yes.
Got it.
I think there's 2 ways that I learn really well. It's through a coach, and it's through going to an immersive mastermind, like where I'm there for 2-3 days, where I can block everything out and just sit and learn. It's challenging for me personally to get on like a webinar, because I'll just click on 87 other things and start messing around. If I get into a mastermind,
Dialed in.
I am dialed. I'll ask 87 questions about it. Then I'll go home and implement.
Got it.
And there's a lot of those too. Some really good ones out there.
And you have to invest in that. You're investing in your education. It costs money. You have to travel. It takes time, and you have to invest in that. If you truly want to build wealth and you truly are an agent that's doing a decent amount of transactions, that's got some decent income coming in, and you want to build passive income, then you have to invest not only financially but also your time as well.
I mean, you look at like every athlete, like they spend money on coaches. Like you wouldn't go play football right now in the NFL. Nah, we don't need a coach.
Yeah.
We don't need a coach.
We're all set.
No. You think golfers just go, nah, I don't need a coach. A boxer, nah, I'm going to do this on my own.
I can figure this out.
Crazy. You need guidance in these things.
So you moved out here, right? You moved out here. You had money. You had investor background. You had people that would partner with you. But let's say you're an agent that's coming out here. Maybe you've got some money, and you're trying to figure out, like, you don't have the ability to send out 17,000 mailers. Does that make sense? Like maybe you've got $100,000 sitting in your pocket in savings, and you're in 2024 thinking, shoot, like this is a wild year, but I want to invest in real estate. I know it a little bit more, but I don't have the capacity to have 2 ISAs making phone calls and turning opportunities. What would you do?
Well, when I started, like, it was me on the phone. So yes, we paid for some marketing, but there was
saying off market, right? You got to find them.
I just pulled lists, which are not expensive, and I would call, and I mean, called for hours.
Really?
On it until I'd be in the office at 7 a.m. We'd turn on the phones for the floor time.
Sure.
You know, the old school. I don't know if that's still a thing.
Some do.
But floor time, and then I would sit there and I'd just get on the phones. And my day consisted of, if I didn't have an appointment, I would call till 8 p.m. And I would call until I got an appointment. That was the rule.
Yeah.
And if I didn't, it was until 8 p.m. And I would just pull lists and call. In the beginning, I didn't have a dialer. I was like hand dialing all these things.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Then like someone's like, dude, why don't I have a dialer? I'm like, what is that? And so I found a dialer, and I just that is $100. So like you pull a list.
Load the list. It dials for you.
It's $100. No one does it because it is hard.
It's hard. It's inconvenient.
And it's very inconvenient. And like everybody wants that reward, but they don't want to do that thing that's hard. And so you got to have like this just drive to get after that. That is that awful grind. But you could have next to no money and do that.
Where do you get that drive? Where do you get that drive? You personally, but then also kind of generally, where does somebody get that drive to get up? And obviously you're not getting up at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. You're getting up
4:15.
super early so you can get your day started, going to the gym, you're doing things that you need to do, and then you're going to the office at 7 in the morning, and then you're making all these phone calls. Where do you get that drive?
I mean, there's, for everybody's tick's different. There's not going to be everyone that has that insane fire. That's okay.
Right.
I've got some very, very purposeful whys in my life. I'm not going to start crying here, so we're not going to talk about them.
Let's touch on that real
There's some
quick.
things that light my fire that I think about when I don't want to do things. And, they're not like crazy. I don't think your whys have to be
Wild.
You're saving 87,000 people. You just got to have something that really you are passionate about.
Okay.
And there's some things I'm passionate about with my family that drive me.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, when people run away from pain much faster than they run towards pleasure, everybody wants to make $1 million of passive income a year. But whenever you truly imagine and really kind of live in that big why and live in exactly what that looks like and almost experience it already in the future, then now you've got it. Now, if you don't achieve it, it's a takeaway because you've already envisioned it. And so now you're kind of running away from that takeaway.
I like it.
What was that one
The magic. Oh, I just said it to somebody too. The magic isn't the thing. The magic you're looking for is the thing that you're avoiding.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the activities you're avoiding.
The magic that you're looking for is in the activities that you're avoiding.
It's true.
So good.
Yeah.
All right, let's transition. We got 1 to 2 words. I'm gonna just throw something out here. We're gonna go 10. Don't look. Don't cheat.
All right.
I'm gonna throw this out, and you're gonna give us
to get a
your
glance.
best one-word answer to the response.
Okay,
Okay.
one word.
All right, we're gonna go rapid fire. Favorite city. This is an easy one. Favorite city.
Gosh, you threw me for a loop here. Favorite city.
Go deep, right?
Favorite city is going to be. Gosh, I'm blanking hard right now.
I'm worried about the other 9.
Yeah.
I would probably say Rome.
Rome.
Wow.
Good one. Okay.
Great one.
Good deal. Zillow.
Love it.
Love it. Woo. Okay. All right. Best vacation spot.
Belize. Hamanasi.
Hamanasi, Belize.
It is dirt roads, and you go out and you hang out in the jungle that's on the beach. Dude, we went to this rainforest, these tree houses. We stayed in tree houses out there. Like you
My
guys
wife
been
is
back?
already out. She's like, no, I'm done.
No, I'm done.
We're going back for our 10th next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Real estate,
Investing.
social media.
Don't do it.
That's the answer. Okay. Coaching.
A must.
NAR. We got it. What's the word? What's the word?
Rough.
Rough. Virtual assistants.
I love them. Love them.
AI.
Confusing.
Okay. Children.
Best thing ever.
There it is.
There it is.
I love it. Fireside Chats. We wrapping this baby?
Wrap it up. You do the
Episode. What
honors.
episode was this? We're gonna repeat it again.
701 and a half.
7040632. Oh, I gotta go quick.
Yes.
I gotta go quick.
There you go.
Oh no, it's still
It's
going.
still
It's
going.
still going.
Got it.
That was
You got it. It's
No,
a
you
slide.
can,
Is
I
it
can
hot?
smell. No, I can smell my.
Touch the, like, give a little tap.
Careful. Is it hot?
That's warm.
See, like Seth, he could probably just like.
Oh, that's hot. You're so. That's hot. That's hot. Come on, man.